Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Sessions with Kat. Before we get started, how y'all doing? Y'all eating, y'all staying hydrated, you know, what's going on? Let me know. Let me know if you need me to listen to you. Just let me know. Um, Before we get into this new Oracle deck, all the way from if I'm correct, the UK, which I am thoroughly excited about. I want to go over a few things. Number one, did you get the monthly newsletter? Because if you didn't, that ain't on me. That's on you. You didn't sign up, or you didn't check your junk mail, or you ain't even the type of person to check your email. And you know what? I feel some kind of way. But I ain't going to take it out on you. I'm going to just say, what you doing. Like, what is you doing? Number two, if you're on the email listing, did you get the new Walking Home Barefoot Experience email? Because guess what? The program is no longer a program, it's an experience. Because guess what? Life is a whole fucking experience. And it needed to be the Walking Home Barefoot Experience needed to be just that, a whole ass experience, not just a program like something routine. You're not a fucking robot, neither am I. So how dare I treat you that way? Okay? And not that I treated anybody that way with the program. It's just, I think program was just a bad fucking word for it. So, anywho, I hope you got it. If you did not get it and would like it, guess what? Sign up for the fucking email listing. That's the only way you're going to get it. Until I post it on Instagram. So if you don't feel like signing up for the email, then you have to wait until I post it for Instagram. However, here's the drawback. The price is going to be different for those who signed up for my email listing versus those who follow me on Instagram. Why? Perks for being part of the PEEP program. That's the perk, okay? So, if you want the better pricing and the better, everything, you'll sign up for that email listing. I'm just putting that out there, okay? Not to just be like, self-promoting and all that shit. Yeah, it is to do that. I ain't gonna fucking lie to you. I ain't want to bullshit nobody. I mean, I am a one-woman team over here, so I do what I can. Like, share, subscribe, all that ass, right? Here we are. It's Friday. And the last thing I want to update you on is I want to show one of the mystery decks. Now, mind you, it already has a home. Okay, it's already going to go to its own home. And before I show you this deck, I need you guys to know that if you have not commented on the last two videos, okay, by 5 p.m. today, then these 9 decks that I have that need to leave my hands are going to go to the 3 people that commented. Okay? I'm going to, intuitively choose which ones go where and go from there. So that is how that's going to work. But let me show you this fucking deck, okay? Now, I'm going to review this deck. However, the review deck is arriving, I think, sometime this week. Not sure. And I went ahead and purchased the deck because I really like the artist. I really like the person the beautiful being that created this deck. And while I am going to review it, I also wanted to spend my coin because it's worth it, okay? And I know a lot of people probably already have this deck already, and I don't care. But if you don't have it, especially to the person that I know it's going to, I really think you'll benefit from this. This is more of a personal deck, so when you get it, I think you should mainly use it for you, not so much to read other people. But it's this one, okay? This sucker already has a home, so you can't claim it. I already know who it's going to. But this is one of the mystery decks. I am thoroughly excited to review the deck once my review deck comes in. This is the one I actually paid for. So this is the one I'm giving away because listen, honey, I don't know if she watched my videos or not, but this fucking deck is worth it, okay? Like, it is worth the coin. However, I know who this is going to, so I hope you don't already have it. I'm praying that you don't have it. But if you do, you get that one away, you keep the one I'm sending you. That's just how that's going to be. So anyway, let's get into this new deck and what we're going to talk about today. This deck came all the way from the UK, and I'm in love with it. And I'll explain that on a later date, because we need to talk about something else, okay? Because I don't need spirit fighting me. But this the book. The book is not in color, okay? And it looks like one card per page, which is fine if you like to use the book. I did get this off of Etsy, so I will do my best to link it in the description. Hopefully I can find the listing again. I mean, like, I should be able to, but I did get this off of Etsy. So that's that. That's the book. The book and the cards came in this lovely little bag here. It's velvet. Listen, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with velvet. Absolutely nothing wrong with velvet. I just hate the lint that gets attracted to it, and the little hair fibers and, you know, dust fibers and shit. That shit bothers me. But other than that, it's a very beautiful, beautiful bag. And I will be using it to store the deck in. So again, don't judge me, judge your mother. Anywho, let's get into this. We're gonna talk mental health today. Right? We're going to talk mental health, and also how it relates to spirituality, shadow work, and all that. We're just going to speak generally, because I think, and this is my own personal opinion. You can say what you want in the comments, or even share your personal experience in the comments if you, feel called to do so. I've had a lot of people ask me how I'm doing, right? Especially since January, okay? And long story short, y'all, so y'all ain't gotta go all the way back and look at all them damn videos. My absolute bestest friend, who I was living with, got COVID. And then a few weeks later died in the hospital. Now, I was the last person that he spoke to. And, there was some words exchanged that had never been exchanged over the 10-year period that we knew each other. Okay? So, I've had a lot of people ask me how I'm doing. And it got me to thinking that, sometimes we need to check in with ourselves from time to time, okay? So, and when people are asking me, they're asking me how I'm doing mentally, okay? How the fuck am I walking around with a smile on my face? How am I walking around being all happy and shit? How dare I, right? There are some people like that, I shit you not, and I just want to punch them people, but whatever. So we're going to talk about it, right? So let's get into it. And I'm going to zoom in here so that you guys can see these cards a little bit. This is exactly what mental health is when it comes to spirituality and shadow work. And I can only speak from my experience. Even though I have clients and whatnot, and they tell me their experiences, that is confidential. So you won't hear me talking about their experience. You'll only hear me talking about mine. And I just want to put that disclaimer out there. Because the way I'm set up, that's your business, right? And just because you tell me don't mean I gotta go and tell everybody. Okay, so I just want to put that out there. So I'm only speaking from my experience, and the latest and greatest mental health issue that I ran into was, dealing with the loss of David, right? So here we are. It really is a lesson in progress. It really is. It is it's an experience, right? It takes that too. I'm already loving this fucking deck, y'all. Um, so the people who've been asking me how I'm doing mentally and how can I walk around with a smile on my face. Honestly, if I didn't smile, I think he'd come back from the dead and punch me in my forehead, because that was one of the reasons he and I were around each other so much. It's just the simple fact that despite life's ups and downs, right, the tribulations and all that other randomness that comes with life, I was able to practice this. I was able to walk around with a smile on my face. I was able to not let the world bring me down, despite the strokes, despite the health setbacks and whatnot, and still dealing with some health setbacks because of PCOS and whatnot, right? He would always ask me, he's like, how the hell are you still smiling despite everything? And I'm like, fuck if I know, man. I'm just going with it. And literally that's all I do, right? But I will say this. When he passed, my mental health went down the drain. Okay? I mean, it went down. Like, as it should, right? Like, when you lose someone super close to you, like, I mean, like, even when I lost my dad, my little brother, you know, my great aunt, like, when I lost a lot of people that I held dear, my mental health would just go down the drain. But this time around, my mental health went there. Okay, it went to the depths of, you know, when you was a kid, you used to think crocodiles be up in the sewer system and whatnot. I think that's where my mental health went, y'all. Like, that's the only way I can describe that. I was low, right? And everybody's like, don't it help that you're spiritual? No. It don't. You wanna know why? Because you're fucking human. I'm human, you're human. Just because you spiritual, just because you can tap into the divine, don't mean you won't have moments where life feels like it's full of shit. Okay, don't mean that you won't have moments where you feel like you the scum of the fucking earth, or you have imposter syndrome or whatever. You gonna go through all of that, right? Especially when it comes to your mental health and death, right? Like, tie them two fucking things together. Right? It didn't help that I can see the dead, or I can talk to the dead. It didn't help that I can hear my guides, I can see my guides, I can feel them around me, or the archangels or whatever. That it doesn't fucking help all the time, right? Why? Because this card right here, that fucking card right there. When your mental health is shooketh, you are no longer in vibrational alignment with anything. Okay? Like nothing. Like you just there. Okay? You just existing. And spirituality doesn't always come to the rescue. And that's what I want people to understand. Like, it's not a fucking remedy. Spirituality is not a remedy for your mental health. It assists in bettering your mental health, but it is not a fucking remedy. I promise you, it is not a remedy. It just assists, okay? And I think that's probably where Spirit wanted me to go with this. So I'm going there. You could be mad. I don't give a damn. You could turn this whole little video off. I don't give a damn. You gonna hear it one day, right? So you might as well hear it now. Spirituality is not a remedy. It's not a cure-all. Okay? I said it, deal with it. Okay? Shadow work is part of the remedy, but it is not the whole of it. This is why Eastern and Western medicine both play their part in your healing. Okay? And as much as you want to go fully natural. We're not in a time where we can go fully natural to help our mental health or whatever. You can't just go off grid and think you can escape your bullshit. Sorry, you can't do that either, right? That shit's gonna find you, okay? Because you're leaving a trail. You're leaving a vibrational trail. So I want you to understand that your mental health is everything, right? And you need it in order to move about, right? Your goals, move about your dreams, and better your life situation. You need to have your mental health in check. And when you're dealing with something like death, and this is my case, right? When I'm dealing with something like death, it's hard because you're trying to find a new rhythm. And if you're stuck in that low, it's very hard to find a new rhythm because you're holding on to that low, because that low is where that person is, or where the energy of that person is. Not realizing is that that person's soul lives forever. The soul continues, right? The body is gone. So you're trying to hold on to the physical part of them. Well, that's not coming back, right? So when people say, how the hell can you have a smile on your face? You lost, because I can. Number one, because I can. Number two, because I know. And trust me, it took a little bit for me to get to that space, because I know that his spirit lives on. Okay, spirit, soul, I'm using it interchangeably here, okay? I know that it lives on. Now, I already know that he went on and crossed fully over, right? So he's not lingering around me, which is cool. I don't need that, because that would just keep me low, okay? But that's why I have a smile on my face, because I know that he's happier where he is versus where he was. I'm happier than I am where I'm at versus where I was, right? I'm happier that there was growth. I'm happier that there's a newfound peace, right? There's a newfound space, right? And while I don't always tell everybody my business, but like there's room now for me to enjoy life in ways that I wasn't able to when he was alive, okay? That doesn't make him a bad person. It's just the way the situation was set up. I wasn't enjoying life to my fullest, okay? So why do I have a smile on my face? Because if I didn't, the world ain't gonna stop, right? The world's not gonna stop because, I don't have a smile on my face. The world's not gonna stop and help me find my smile again. No, I gotta find my smile again, right? And that's what it's all about. It's going through that change. It's going through that motion. It's going through that experience, right? And it's allowing your mental health to find its ups and downs and then find its balance, right? Now, for some of us, we need medication. We might need, a little smoky smoke, whatever, right? And I use herbal smokes, not marijuana, CBD, THC, or anything. I don't even use tobacco. I use like true like plant herbs like mullein and what the hell is that? Lemongrass. I think I put lemongrass, lemon verbena and shit. Those are the type of smokes I use. Okay, it gives me what I need, and I'm set. But it helps calm me. It helps me ground so that I can understand the space that I'm in, right? Without feeling like I'm going over some crazy edge, right? Some people need antidepressants. Some people need like St. John's wort or whatever if you want to keep it natural. Chamomile, lavender. Not everybody loves lavender though. Jasmine, things to help bring them down, bring them to a more grounded level. You need this too. You need those. It's like going through the moon phases, right? You need those phases of doubt. You need those phases of what the fuck is going on with my mental? What the fuck is where the hell is my head at? You need those moments. And why am I happy? Because I made it out of those moments, right? I found my balance, right? And for some, it takes a while, right? Mental health, dealing with mental health issues, sometimes it takes a while. For me, I think because of what I've dealt with over the years, it's a little bit easier for me to find the swing of things. But his death almost broke me because it was like, okay, y'all done took my last favorite person, okay? And like, if you know me, I really don't choose favorites, but I have a select group of people that they in that group where they my favorites, okay? That's the only way I can put it. And he was my last favorite, okay? So it broke me because I no longer had that comfort zone, right? So my mental health suffered because my comfort zone was completely shook. I had to move. I had to get rid of things. I had to let go of things that I did not want to let go of but needed to. I had to start all over, right? So could you imagine you 37 years old thinking your life's set and no, over Dandy comes in here, one of the Norse fate gods, and it's like, time change. I'm like, that was supposed to happen at 33. She's like, today you're 37, let's go and change. And here we are, right? And, I had to learn to love myself through that, to enjoy the shift, to enjoy the change. Now, it's put me in a position where I can be of better use to my family, right? Versus being so far away from them. It's put me in a position where I've met so many great, beautiful people, and I'm outdoors more. I'm not afraid to go out, if that makes sense. And this card too, learning to forgive yourself, right? And forgive others, right? This is what it was, with your mental health. So when everybody's like, oh, well, you got your spirituality, that does not fucking always work. It doesn't work. Your mental health requires a little bit of everything to get it back in balance. You need Eastern, Western, spiritual, all types of medicines to assist, right? Right? To assist in this right here. To get you better, right? You can use oracle, you can use any type of divination, tarot, charms, whatever, smoke, reading bones, whatever, right? You can use vision boards, you can use, going to see a therapist, a psychologist, psychiatrist, if you need meds. You need to do anything that nourishes your system. Well, spirituality is not a cure-all. I just like to fucking put that shit out there. It's not a fucking cure-all. And I want you guys to know that, right? That your mental health is important, especially as you are journeying through life, right? Through the bullshit that occurs, right? You need to understand your thought patterns. You need to understand how to better navigate your situation. And for those of you who use tarot, that will be whatever suit in your decks, because some decks like to shift shit and throw people off, but the suit in your deck that correlates to air, because that's all thought, okay? So you want to use that in the tarot. In oracle, you can pretty much use any deck. In charms, reading smoke, all of that, you should be fine. It's just tarot that is a little bit more specific. You'll want to use your major arcana and then swords, okay? Whether it's called blades or whatever, it's usually some form of a knife in your deck. That's what you want to use to help you, to assist in navigating you through that mental health part, right? And then just allow spirit to tell you whatever they got to tell you. Don't be looking for no solid fucking answer, because they're not going to give it to you. That's the other thing. That's why I said spirituality ain't a whole answer. They going to give you bits and pieces, and that's to get you working through it, right? If you're motivated enough, it's to get you working through it, right? So that's my recommendation when it comes to mental health and spirituality, is that spirituality is not a remedy. And you can use the tools of spirituality to help you through it. Just don't rely heavily on that, right? As much as you want to. And you can't run from that mental side of you, right? If it's low, it's gonna find you. You can't hide from your own bullshit. Not forever, anyway, right? You got to learn to move through it. You got to learn to embrace the bulk of it, and then turn it into something that's for your favor, right? In your favor, right? So that you can do better, be better, and live better, right? That's the ultimate goal, right? I love how some of these images are dark and some are light. But yeah, that's where I'm at with that, y'all. Like, if you have any questions, you can leave them below in the comments. If you know me, I will reply. If you're interested in any of my services, you can check out Instagram in the book now. I do have a few sales going on. They do show up on the Instagram book now, or if you just want to send me a message, that's fine too. I want you guys to know this, that your mental health is a priority, especially when you're working with me. Because if you're not in a good, solid place, then I have to make sure that you're working with the right person, right? And that we're using the right tools to assist you. So your mental health is first and foremost. That is the most important thing, okay? And I usually ask, a set of about 4 questions when you sit with me, just to kind of gauge where you are, so that we can, get you on the right track. Now, if you ain't meant to be helped by me, I usually can send you to someone who will better suit you, right? Your guide will let me know who and what you need, okay? But your mental health is important, okay? Mental and emotional health are kind of like one and the same to me, even though they're a bit different, right? Because there's a big difference between cups and swords. But I usually put them on the same level, because when your mental's off, your emotional tends to be off as well, okay? So make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you are staying hydrated. Make sure you're eating well, and that you're learning to enjoy the small things throughout the day, right? The small blessings throughout the day. That is important, okay? I know usually I'm joking around and whatnot, but this is really important, because I get a lot of people who ask me, how am I still happy? It took a lot of work, but I'm here, okay? And I'm happier where I am now versus, where I was. So, yeah, I got every right to be happy, and so do you, okay? But just know that spirituality is not a cure-all, okay? Having oracle decks and tarot decks galore, that's not a cure-all, okay? They can assist, but it's not a cure-all, okay? And understand that growth is a group effort, right? Mental health, sometimes it takes a group effort, okay? So if you need to start building your tribe, then do that. If you need to get rid of the ones in your tribe and build a better one, go for it. Do that too, okay? That being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. And I wish you all the brightest of blessings. Bye.